Hey, Dagburn. Hey, Psychobabble. I got a little upset yesterday. And maybe I jumped to some Dagburn conclusions. Like, maybe Bare Bones didn't get my email. And I said he was a pussy.
Try to get it to grow. And so this gas stove thing, you get some bureaucrat saying something.
I know you guys aren't watching, don't worry. I'm doing this video for myself. Actually, I'm doing it for my wife. Joanna, I can no longer live like this. I can't do it anymore. Not at all. I love you, and I'm doing everything I can to stay with you and try and save you. I know that sounds crazy, because I believe that nobody really has a belief in God like I do. You don't want to listen to me.
That they are going to give up their gas stove, and they are going to give up
you don't
cars or whatever else. Like you're at NBC, but I know you don't think that.
All you want to do is hear the bad stuff, Joanna.
They're aiming the wrong way. People want to come for more of your freedom.
You won't even let me tell you how I feel about you. That's how little you let me talk to you. I can't get it out.
That's what it is.
Because after you hear the good, you got to hear the bad, and you have to accept maybe you're part of the bad. But maybe I know why you were thinking that way. You won't let me talk and explain it to you, and it's so frustrating. I want to explain everything to you. But I'm not going to sit around in a house where I'm told I'm crazy all the time. And I have to fight what I think is right. And I have to question into my mind and drive myself insane. Can't do it no more. I'll have to move out. But I want you to know that I love you. And I know you're a good woman. And I know you love me. I could call you right now and ask you to get me something or do something for me, and you do it in a heartbeat.
Besides all the homelessness, the general state of decay,
if I needed you for anything else in the outside world that doesn't really matter, you'd be right at my side. I'm trying to tell you that our kids are in trouble, and you don't want to listen. Yet you're such a good mom. If anybody went after our kids, I'd feel bad for them. But unfortunately, in the house, you stick up for them way too much.
I'm Shaniqua from San Francisco. I've lived in, what part of this town? I don't know much about San Francisco. I lived in the...
I know I've done some weird things, and I've tried to explain it to you why I think it happened.
Okay?
And you say, I don't want to hear excuses. Well, if something happens, there has to be a reason why it happened.
Because they lived in San Francisco too, right?
Like, I've been able to talk in over like 2.5 years. I don't even know where to start.
San Francisco wants to do a city that is in utter disrepair.
I know you.
Run by buffoons with all of the ideas we've been talking about here and just endless progressive nonsense.
This whole thing, Joanna, all I was trying to do was help people. I knew people were in trouble. It started with the workplace, when everybody lied. Still nobody wants to talk to me. I know I didn't have a delusion about that, Joanna. I know it all happened. I know it did. And I don't think these buffoons can tell me any different. And that's why I make them movies. Or her videos or whatever it is.
And I mean that. They're stupid and they have stupid ideas. Al Gore is not...
I seriously think I've been sent here from God to warn the world that it's in trouble, Joanna.
These people have somehow attained power.
And the people I'm trying to warn you about are making your brain work this way. Because you're like, I don't have time to do this. And I know you don't. That's the way they want it. They don't want you thinking about this stuff.
but they're not smart.
thinking that it could be real.
The guy running the show right here.
And it is.
Shown the door even though
I'm going to make a video to our prime minister today because, like, I mean, I don't want to live.
of course was MLK Day.
I'd rather die and go to heaven.
And there were so many
Or,
ridiculous things.
if I'm wrong about God, I'd rather be a dirt pile than live in this.
From Joe Biden yesterday. Here he is basically saying that car insurance companies are racist.
I think he makes our lives this way, Joanna.
By the way, if you live in one of those neighborhoods and you have the same exact
He's given away death sentences to people.
no basis for it,
They use a thing called MAID
and I'm white.
Okay, so his argument
to end people's lives because they can't handle it anymore. Not because they're sick and they're in much pain.
companies that when they fill out a form, you fill out the form, and I never put,
Like, the world was not supposed to be like this, Joanna. And I'm trying to explain to you, and you want me to accept it.
I don't put any of that stuff.
I can't. I love my children way too much for that. And you think that's stupid.
People and they go, "You black."
That's why I say I think you're stupid.
It's not true. Now,
Because you don't get the fact
and Joe Biden, it's not
that in order to help my children,
is that when
I have to help change the world.
home insurance, right? That you're going to look at the area that a certain.
And you want to call me crazy for that.
I'm going to try to make Biden's argument.
Because I said some crazy things and I wanted to tell you why.
Black communities,
Because nobody was talking to me, Joanna.
companies
Nobody.
more for insurance because they don't
My imagination got away on me. Because I had questions on you.
have people called
I wanted it all out. That's why I told everything about my family. Everything. I wanted it all out there. I wanted someone to call me a liar and say that this stuff didn't happen.
charge them more of a premium.
But nobody can.
The house is broken into, or the guy jumps off a cliff because he's a thrill seeker. We're not
Nobody was talking to me.
That's how this whole thing works. Now, Biden could make some argument about.
I was reaching out to whoever I could.
In certain black
And nothing. Knowing that I look like an idiot.
But here's the flaw.
I know that I had all those thoughts, but I said I know they're not real, Joanna. I know it's not the real world. Let's talk about it so I get it out of my head. I don't like the fact that I think that Dr. Dre is like some sort of god and
And you only have to look at the
Elon Musk is my brother and Upchurch was my son.
that were all
I knew that stuff probably wasn't real.
that then cause people to not go
But
out
the
there
thing, my real world is because nobody would talk to me.
whatever it is that they can get.
And the more nobody talked to me and the more angry they got at me, the worse my head got.
Thomas Sowell or Larry
I thought the whole town
Elder.
was devil worshipping
July of 2020.
sex party all the time, and I had reasons for that. Like, I heard the neighbors talking about someone having sex parties, and these weren't delusions. But like,
And then what happens
the thoughts I had about your friend Elena, those weren't good, and I know they're not real.
21, Facebook's killing people.
But you know what I honestly think about Elena too.
Information about
I don't think Selena's as smart as she thinks she is, and I think she used you a lot. But I think she was good to you in return, too, on top of that. So, how could you really fault her, right? I guess. I don't know. But I wish you'd listen to me about this conspiracy stuff. I wish you'd actually
we now know that
listen when I tell you stuff. When I tell you I'm having a hard time coping with life and I need something to get by in order to do that, and you want to take that thing away from me.
Facebook was killing people, right? So you see
I have a hard time, Joe.
and utter
My heart's been coming right out of my chest. Like,
know what the hell he's talking about. Or
we don't do something shortly, bad things, I believe, are going to happen.
And you know why the machine wanted everybody back?
Because of these
Stuff.
governments, Joanna.
Video, they have all sorts of other plans for it so that they can edit your genes and a whole bunch of-
Like,
Well, how about a
I
little
wish you listened to me. I know I said bad things about my kids, and I've asked to sit down and talk about it and explain that my imagination was getting away from me because nobody would talk to me.
Remember, Eric Adams is the
Like
guy who
Joanna,
plays
I asked to talk to your sister Barb before I said some really weird shit too, because I wanted to check with somebody and nobody would give me your number. Nobody would help me. Everybody was actually trying to hurt me.
Now you just want to get the hell out of there. He took over for him, and people said, "Well, you know, he is a Democrat, but he's not a crazy."
Because
Well, Eric
I know I'm not
Adams is
delusional.
a sanctuary city,
And I'm pretty sure that if we put all the police reports and everything and everybody's evidence together, it would show you in a poor light.
disgusting, crime-infested, pot-smelling, sewage-filled
But
crap factory.
I don't care about any of that stuff. I want to be able to move forward.
It happens for a long
And I want to show you that there is a God.
Leaving your city's a dump, and then you start realizing.
Well, if you don't want to accept that, I can't live with you. I can't have someone telling me there's a fake God when I believe there's a God, because you're screwing with my head.
We don't deserve this,
If you're not willing to accept the possibility of God,
and the people who live in the cities,
then I guess we're going to have to call it quits, unfortunately. And that's not what I want. I love you, Joanna, and I know you love me. And you do a lot of good things for me.
it was important to come here.
But the one thing that I've needed from you, you haven't been willing to give me,
That New York City, basically streets are paved with gold. That there's organized
is the person that's supposed to be by my side, talking to me, getting me through this. And you're not there. And no one else is there. And if I can't convince you I'm a gift from God, how am I supposed to convince anybody else, Joanna?
You were the one that called for New York City to be a sanctuary city. You were the one that said, "Hey, come here." You were the one that actually.
I'm in
tried to
pain
stop illegal immigrants,
because of everybody's lies.
which would have been doubly illegal.
But I also know that I've had to go through it
President of the United States.
so I can show the people
In charge of the borders.
exactly how they act.
But what happens? All of your.
And I have to use names, and I have to tell the people who they are.
People leave your city crumbles.
Because nobody believes nothing unless they see it for their own eyes.
Isn't it, guys? That they are able to get everything wrong.
And maybe if I can prove
A bunch of us to constantly
to everybody that I'm not a crackpot,
and then only when it
and that I am here to help,
like it's happening to Eric Adams now, might he wake up and go, "Oh, it is a
and maybe just because you don't think it's possible,
makes no sense." And the
doesn't mean I don't have to think it's possible to change the world.
is illegal.
Because I think I can. Because I think God's telling me to.
Help us, we're not.
And I can't stop
We don't have that kind of infrastructure.
until it's
Well, you know what?
done.
It's because of the idea infrastructure, basically, that these clowns have bought, because they have the infrastructure. They really do.
In the meantime, I think I can try and save my family.
Matt Gaetz, Congressman Matt Gaetz, was on Tim Pool's podcast a couple days ago.
Save lots of families. But nobody comments. Nobody. I know, Joanna, I only get like 7 or 9 views. So it doesn't really matter.
Why does
But
everything always seem worse after? Why do these people
Like,
say one thing on the way in, and then once they get here, seem to
I can't
operate
do
a
this
completely
anymore.
different way?
like I said, I'm going to make a video for Justin Trudeau because I want him to kill me.
And the deep state.
I want him to give me a death sentence.
Obama, take a look.
And it really started with a lot
And
of
what I'd
things.
like, Joanna,
Say what you will
is
about
for
Obama.
you to tell
He was
me
good at vertically
and
integrating
actually
himself
look
in a lot
and
of
go
ways.
through just a few things
He was bent to
and tell me that Justin Trudeau is not
you know, he was this great visionary, but oftentimes people
treason
were 2, 3,
with the WEF.
working against him, and he didn't roll into
You tell me that's not treason against his people. You tell me that, like, embezzling and whatever he was doing with the
good at getting people in place.
WE, the WE Foundation or whatever it was, funneling money through his family. The guy gets free vacations from contractors and
I don't like what he did, but he was able to do it. He staffed this machine with all of the people who are going to get
the black places.
accomplish
And then maybe you'll take a look into Zelensky.
debate, right? Like he's Trump town. But he said
Joanna, take a look into
actually, I don't know
Zelensky.
what it is, but he did not know
He's a Jewish leader in Ukraine. I know. Why bring up Jewish? Well, why is he trying to take Christianity out of Ukraine? Can you please look that up? Can you see if there's anything like that going on? When you're looking into it from a few articles from a few years ago, check and see if he was tied in with Nazis. Like really, like the mainstream news, not anything I'm going to give you. I want you to look at the mainstream news and see what they were saying about Zelensky.
The national security state, the neoconservative worldview. There's an entire infrastructure there to like build out your career.
And then I want you to go look and
there are think tanks that are ready to give you 60
into like Twitter. I know Twitter, you hate Elon, whatever. I know. And this is the thing. You're going to have to change the hate. Because I hate the fact that you hate everybody. If you bring me a reason to change my opinion about somebody because you got information, I'll gladly take it on. I'll use Taylor Swift as an example. I've told you, I don't know if Taylor Swift is part of the evil music industry. I said I also know that I think she got taken advantage of. Like, why did she have to try and get her own? Like, why do artists have to try and get their own music back? How do they not already own that? I don't know. So I didn't have a problem with her. I actually thought little of Justin Bieber, too, for him sticking up for the guy that was like harassing Taylor. But I might be wrong. I might not know any of the situation. But what was telling me is that, so like, I'll listen to like why you like her. I don't really have a reason. I don't know. Maybe she's not part of the music cabal.
What the federal government actually is. It does not want to solve problems. It wants to keep expanding like
I don't even want you to look into that stuff, Joanna.
So it's interesting that
I want you to look into like Justin Trudeau.
that this
Maybe they're brainwashing people. They want you so busy and so busy looking and having an opinion and making sure everybody in their special little group feels like a special little person themselves, instead of making them feel like they're all humans and knowing that everybody is equal. Instead of trying to make these labels, and it's disgusting. I don't know how you can't see it.
technical infrastructure reason related to that.
I think like the most corrupt.
Like, you hate Christianity because of how supposedly the gay people.
Because like you show up here.
I'm a Christian. I love this guy that I'm watching right now, Dave Rubin, or I think that's his name, the Rubin Report.
They take you out to like the finest steakhouse.
He's a gay.
Best wine you've ever had. And
I think he's got a good head on his shoulders.
lobbyists for the major special interests for the
I might have some different ideas than him, but I think we kind of align on a lot of things. He seems like an intelligent fella.
that round up the defense money. And they put you with them from the very beginning.
If he thinks he knows God, then he knows God. That's not a hunt for anybody to judge. But if you see actual evil being done upon people, you should do something, Joanna, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And I don't think that's compromise so much as selling that. Now,
I believe this so much that they're gonna want me dead.
a whole lot of the people.
So maybe it's a good thing if we do split up. And they'll know that you hate me, so they won't bother you guys. But listen up.
Anything they can do to
God's gonna be known, and they're not gonna touch you anyways.
some joke that you liked on Instagram years ago.
This is what I believe. See, Joanna, I believe this, and you have a problem with it. This is the same Jesus that everybody goes to church for, and the same God that everybody goes to church for. Except the only thing is I don't think I have all the answers like everybody else.
Seems right.
I just want to seek the truth through Jesus.
Some kind of white supremacist and some kind of insurrectionist.
Speaking of Jesus, I know that really bothered you. And remember when I tried to talk to you? When I was going through that phase where I thought I was Jesus, but I always said, Joanna, I don't want this. I want to talk about it. Who the hell would want to be him? Not me.
That you're supposed to be ignoring, actually. this is how the system works. But
Not at all. But I think what it was a learning process. I'm learning who I thought Jesus was.
Well, we went into the archives, and yesterday was
Not this puff cake everybody learns about.
pretty good dude, right? It's a pretty good track record.
I guess I had to be treated like him too.
Know that it is a fact that the FBI admitted to lying about MLK being a communist.
But it'll all be worth it if I can change it, Joanna.
True videotape.
Every bit of hell I went through
Even cease when he died.
will all be worth it.
As Congress began to consider
Even if one day nobody seems to realize it, and like I say, I think I'm awake and no one else is.
a national holiday,
It's my job to awaken people, Joanna.
plans to call in friendly
I'm trying to awaken you
briefings concerning King,
because I love you.
those congressmen could keep any such bill from being reported out of committee. A
I
report
don't want to be without you,
for the director by
but I'm not going to be with you if you're going to call my God fake.
reporting that the
No way.
in fact, for
I'm done.
years had been trying
So hopefully after you watch this video,
and that it always
you'll take the time and listen to me because this is the last
the
warning.
March on Washington were
I will leave. I will find somewhere else to live. And you can try and hurt me as bad as you want if you want.
found that thinking wrong, unacceptable,
But I'm going to find a way to get this done.
changed,
And hopefully it's today. I can make a video the way I should
in which
to our Prime Minister.
the FBI apologized
And I can try and find a way to push it to someone who's awake, maybe.
this effort to discredit and start they do the bugs on Dr. King.
That's pretty interesting that the FBI was involved in discrediting the greatest civil rights leader of our time.
They say have no fear.
If you're wondering, the church committee.
Believe in Jesus and have no fear.
Showing that on C-SPAN as part of the 40th anniversary of the church committee. The church committee was a U.S. Senate Select Committee.
It's a good kind of fear though sometimes.
Investigated abuses by the CIA, the National Security Agency, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, and the IRS. Doesn't it kind of
Every fighter's got to have a...
committee right now, right? Like imagine if the new congressional
Kind of feel like they're up against some competition, I guess.
Imagine if they come in and said, "Hey, what has happened?
They gotta know their opponent's dangerous.
What has happened here related to this?
They're more dangerous.
What happened here related to trampling on the First Amendment? Because
See, Joanna, that's what I'm trying to do.
what has happened here between
What I think I can do with no money.
and CIA involvement?
And speaking of money,
So much
if you will let me explain, I think we can get the money back from that publishing life. If you really have to have it back,
fired for so much.
because I'd like to know why he sold me that when I was playing Jesus when he sold it to me. And I'd like for him to at least watch my YouTube videos before he calls me a liar.
For everybody. They should not be then at the World Economic Forum to figure out what the future things they
I don't know.
So we could use
Why would YouTube
like the church committee.
let that on their thing, huh?
Did you
I don't know. Maybe it's all a big setup.
try to get Martin Luther
I mean,
King Jr. to kill himself?
they censor a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't actually. They censored Hunter Biden's laptop. But-
to Dr. King and his wife, which
Hey,
were mailed shortly before he was awarded the Nobel
I don't know,
Peace Prize.
Joanna. I hope you want to talk, but
Finishes with this
it's up to you. It's on you now.
suggestion.